Welcome back to Headlines. I'm Wes Austin, and these are today's top stories. First, a French conservative presidential candidate has been sentenced to prison and banned from public office after a conviction by a French court. Apparently, the global left got tired of rigging elections the old-fashioned way and just skipped to the part where they jail the conservative. Then, a 4-year-old in the UK was suspended from nursery school for being transphobic. Somewhere there's a 4-year-old wondering why adults are using words he can't even pronounce to explain why he can't go back to the place with the cool dinosaur toys. Meanwhile, President Trump says he's not joking about a possible third term and suggests that there might be a loophole around the 22nd Amendment. The issue isn't whether the Constitution allows it. The big issue is whether California has enough safe spaces for simultaneously dual derangement syndromes. And finally, Elon Musk dropped a bombshell. 2.1 million illegal immigrants received social security numbers in 2024 with no ID or interview. This isn't about replacing Republican voters. It's about creating a one-party system where your conservative values become as relevant as a VHS repair shop. Nothing personal. Sorry, I had to swallow that. I was on such a roll. Okay, let's dive in. French conservative leader Marine Le Pen, who is the current frontrunner for the 2027 presidential election, has been sentenced to 4 years in prison and barred from holding office for 5 years after being convicted of a crime by a court in France. So, in other words, she got trumped in French. Somewhere in Brussels, someone just got promoted for pulling this off. This means she is ineligible to run in 2027 unless she successfully appeals. However, the appeals process in France is slow, so she will remain barred during the appeal, making a 2027 candidacy unlikely. The French legal system is just like ours, only with better wine and less constitution. She was found guilty of embezzling European Parliament funds. Specifically, the allegations are that she illegally used several million euros in EU funds meant for parliamentary aids to pay party staff between 2004 and 2016. So, 8 years before her last campaign. Super relevant, totally urgent, not at all politically timed. If using office funds wrong is now a jailable offense, someone go check Nancy Pelosi's salon receipts. The court's decision has sent shockwaves through French politics, with even some of her opponents criticizing the severity of the ruling. It's the international version of, we had to stop Trump to save democracy by ending democracy. It's like watching our entire 2024 election strategy, but with better croissants. A 4-year-old was suspended from a British nursery school for being transphobic.
A toddler was suspended from a nursery after they were accused of being transphobic or homophobic. I just cannot believe this. The Department of Education data revealed the child is either 3 or 4 years old. AD of E, a Department of Education spokesman, said all pupils and staff should feel safe.
Apparently, the toddler misgendered a classmate, or as toddlers call it, learning to talk. The school said that all pupils should feel safe now, unless you're a 4-year-old with common sense. President Trump said that he's not joking about the possibility of serving a third term and believes a loophole might allow it. Now quickly send this to your Democratic friends just because their heads are going to explode this evening. Please do. The 22nd Amendment says that no person shall be elected to the office of the president more than twice. In a Sunday phone interview with NBC, President Trump suggested that one method that might allow him to run would involve his running mate, Vice President J.D. Vance, to become president, and then he resigns, allowing Trump to resume the role again as president. President Trump said that there are other ways he could serve a third term, but he didn't provide details. Forget this being a constitutional crisis. With their hatred of both President Trump and Elon Musk, the real crisis for liberals is going to be the shortage of Adderall. 2.1 million illegal immigrants were gifted Social Security numbers last year with less scrutiny than a drive-through order at McDonald's. Elon Musk revealed that approximately 2.1 illegal immigrants received Social Security numbers in 2024. Musk described this with his longtime friend Antonio Gracias, who is the CEO of Valor Equity Partners, at a recent conference.
Once you're in the country and you got asylum through one of these pathways, and we mapped the whole thing out, you can apply for a work document. You file a 765, it's the work form. You get this form called the 766, that's the authorization, and then Social Security Administration automatically sends you in the mail your Social Security number. No interview, no ID.
So basically, getting a Social Security number is easier than getting a job at Taco Bell.
People sometimes think that under the Biden administration that he was simply asleep at the switch. He wasn't asleep. No. They weren't asleep at the switch. It was a massive, large-scale program to import as many illegals as possible, ultimately to change the entire voting map of the United States and disenfranchise the American people and make it a permanent, deep blue, one-party state from which there would be no escape.
Musk and Gracias also revealed that 1.3 million of these illegal immigrants were also on Medicaid and that a portion of them were registered to vote and did vote in the 2024 election. Everyone, just relax. Democrats aren't interfering with elections. They're just strategically shifting the voter base in a way that makes part of the country irrelevant. See, that's way different. Thanks for watching Headlines. I'm Wes Austin. Good night.